What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Rundown Review, where we'll be going over The Witcher Season 1, Episode 2, along with some other movie news, brought to you by the one and only Jeff.
My name is Jeff. So honestly, with the whole coronavirus outbreak, a lot of stuff is postponed or delayed or
I forgot this is where I sit back and
canceled.
listen.
Yeah. Welcome to my podcast, bitch. I'm just kidding. We're equal partners.
That's right.
We're like Rhett and Link, but way worse.
Who?
Never mind.
No, I heard you say Red and Link.
Rhett and Link.
Oh, Rhett and Link. Okay.
Yeah, like Good Mythical Morning.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
we're... Anyway.
I was thinking more like Jack and Dexter.
Zach and Miri? Let's make a porno.
No.
No? Okay. OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. No, so not a lot of stuff's really happening, like I said, with the cancellations, the delays, and everything like that. So a lot of stuff has come to streaming video on demand. Onward went straight to streaming. I think some other ones went to. I can't remember exactly which ones. Rise of Skywalker's
Frozen 2.
Yeah, Frozen 2 went straight to Disney Plus. Rise of Skywalker hit Apple, or I guess iTunes or whatever, really early, which I bought. I was hesitant, but I did it because I was like, I mean, I want to buy like the physical saga, like the Skywalker saga when it comes out on like DVD, Blu-ray.
Well, you know all that money you saved up for your trips, you can't go on now. You can do that.
You're such a bitch. I hate you. God damn. If you've been watching since the beginning, I've been talking about this trip that we're going on to Disney World. But as evidence to what's going on, this trip seems less and less likely every week. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do a vlog or loot haul, which really makes me fucking sad.
It's always next year, man.
Oh, is it though?
We got to see how this pandemic turns out first.
Yeah, so we'll see. But you know, there was some really positive movie news. Well, actually, entertainment news in general. If you guys are super Star Wars fans like I am, and Michael mediocrely, he knows who a couple characters are.
I agree with that.
But
I know the characters. I know the principle of the show. I don't know the lore and the backstory. You don't know the names of the planets, but I know that
not a lot of people do. Don't worry.
Jedis,
Right. Speaking of Jedi, Rosario Dawson has been cast as Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian Season 2, and that is the most exciting news I've received in the last 3 weeks. I'm really looking forward to it.
Rosario Dawson.
She's an amazing actress. There was
She's the same lady that's in that Briar Patch show right now, if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong or right?
I don't know what Briar Patch is.
No, hold on, because I'm probably just embarrassed myself.
Is that like that? Is that what you do for editing?
How do you spell her name?
Video.
I don't cut things. I mean, I rarely cut things out of video.
Rosario. Rosario. And I swear to God, you better know how to spell Dawson.
Yeah, Briar Patch. That's that Briar Patch show that's on USA, I believe. She basically comes back home to find out who murdered her sister.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's been cast as Ahsoka Tano, which is some of the most amazing news ever. It started out as like a kind of like a meme, and then it kind of went to like a petition, and then it went to Rosario. It was like, oh yeah, shit, I want to play fucking Ahsoka Tano, and then Lucasfilm was like, yep, bet you're in it.
Bet. All right, cool.
Yep, we got you. So she has been cast as your Gray Jedi. If you guys follow, I don't even know if that's any like canon anymore, but Ahsoka Tano has been cast, which is super exciting because if you've seen the Clone Wars you know exactly how awesome she is.
Mm-hmm.
So to have like a live action version of her is going to be amazing. But also speaking of like super nerdy movie stuff, Black Widow, thought we'd be able to dodge it, but inevitably canceled. So, or not canceled, but postponed. So, that's your movie roundup. That's your news. That's everything is delayed, canceled, postponed, whatever the case might be, except for stuff that's already like I guess in post production and goes to streaming. So, still get Mandalorian in November.
Yay!
So that's it. And I guess with that we can kind of move on to season 1, episode 2 of The Witcher.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
The one thing he's been excited. It's like, Jeff, hurry this up. I just want to talk about The Witcher.
I don't know what to do with my thumbs. Yes. No, I really enjoyed this episode. It was it was super funny. We got to meet. Who did we get to fucking meet?
The toss a coin to your Witcher guy?
Yeah, I was trying to remember what his name was.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, Valley of Plenty.
Yeah, with this we finally got to meet Jaskier, I believe. Jaskier, which is super funny. His songs are kind of catching, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, well, it started a meme.
We did get to meet a lot of new or not a lot, but we got to meet a few new castmates, a few new creatures. So I'll go ahead and jump into it now with Geralt's timeline. So it starts off with Geralt drinks in a tavern to drown his sorrows until Jaskier, a mediocre comes up.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. A bard comes up to him and insists on a review of his performance. Geralt only tells him that the creatures in his songs do not exist, promptly asking Jaskier to realize that he is a witcher, which he immediately announces. Hearing this, is a farmer named Nedley pays him 100 ducats up front to kill a devil stealing his grain. 100 ducats?
What does that translate to American dollars? How many gold eagles is that? Or bald eagles?
I don't know.
17 bald eagles.
17 bald eagles. America. To kill a devil stealing his grain, and Jaskier tags along with Geralt. Jaskier is still following him while he tries to hunt down the devil, eventually ending up knocked out by a Sylvan named Torque, who attacks Geralt, and it looked like a goat. See that? A little goat creature. That was the weirdest thing in the world. Who attacks Geralt as Geralt holds Torque down. An elf attacks him from behind. So he's getting jumped by all these different creatures.
Right, yeah.
From behind, knocks him out as well. Jaskier and Geralt awaken to find themselves bound and harassed by Torvio, an elf who is sick. The King of Elves reveals that he had the Sylvans steal food and medicine for them to help their sick, starving populace driven out from their homes by force. This confuses Jaskier, who thought that the elves graciously left the land to retire a golden palace, when in actuality they were simple caves. Geralt advises them to move elsewhere and to rebuild if he refuses to interrogate humans and claims not to be human. So he lets him go, and Geralt leaves him bounty with his elves and thanks, and Jaskier sings a new song created from the experience while Geralt follows behind him.
Should we do a sing-along?
You can do a sing-along. I don't know the words to that song.
Yeah, I only know the chorus.
Oh.
Is that the chorus?
Yeah. Essentially.
The toss a coin to your Witcher, Valley of Plenty.
So that was very, I'm not going to say it was a dull moment for The Witcher, or not the whole episode in general, but just for Geralt. But I kind of feel like it did kind of bring out a little bit more of his personality and how he doesn't always want to have to kill. It's always about giving you an option, or a better choice.
It's either bang or kill. I mean, this. No, I'm just kidding.
Or be free.
Or be free.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's because what he did. It's what he did in last last week's episode. So
Right.
he gave her the option, hey, you can...
It's like, if we cross blades, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Right,
And she's
exactly.
like, bet. And then he fucking killed her. But I mean, like Geralt, I don't know. See, you didn't fuck me up from last week. You fucked me up from last week because you couldn't, like, you 18 pronunciations for his name.
I'm gonna have a compilation of like me just fucking up names.
Dude, it'd be like a 3-hour video so far.
Fuck.
Have fun editing that shit.
Right.
No, but Geralt's like, I mean, he's always like been like the brooding, like just like kind of guy, like, you know, like just tough dude or whatever. And it's kind of like nice to see him being kind of like a versatile, see like different ranges that he can be instead of just like that badass that fucks people up. So you see him with like a little bit of emotion or
right. No, I agree with that 100%. I really enjoyed it. I hope that we get to keep what is it, Jaskier? I hope we get to keep him. Get to keep him a little bit longer. Maybe we'll get some more songs out of it.
Yeah. And in case you guys didn't know, we're not watching. Wait, we didn't watch this like 3-4 months ago whenever it came out?
No, did not. We're just doing it now, yeah.
Yeah, so
think of this as kind of like a trial run for when the Mandalorian season 2 comes out, or when
we will bless
WandaVision, or whatever the case may be.
Dude, we're gonna bless you guys so hard with like
we have so many
all
videos
that stuff.
Coming out.
Oh God, I'm so stoked. Like, I know a lot of it's in like delay or whatever. But I'm still super stoked for everything coming. I know this is a deviation. There's so much more episode of that to get into. But there's still like 3 or 4 different shows coming to Disney Plus that like just tickle my fancy, and I'm so excited to talk about them.
Yeah, and we will do episodes for every single one of them.
Fuck yeah.
So I think now we will jump into CC's timeline, or series.
Welcome to CC's Pizza.
I want some pizza. While hiding Siri...
Dude, I have pizza in there.
Oh, that's fine, man.
I can make it.
Siri notices a search party of soldiers calling out for her as she takes cover behind a tree. Now, if I'm not mistaken, last week she escaped the castle being overran. Yep. And now we're picking up with her where she left off. Because I remember her running into the woods as the ground was separating. While hiding, Siri notices a search party of soldiers calling out for her, so she takes cover behind a tree using mud to paint her hair black. When she tries to eat some berries for food, Dara, an elf, appears to stop her from eating them due to their poison. He initially does not speak in order to hide his elven accent, but Siri reveals that Kahir is hunting her and has Dara douse their fire so that she will not be captured. After giving Dara one of the gloves, I just didn't want to fuck that name up. One of the gloves, she joins.
What's so different about that one as opposed to the rest of them?
Dara, because I was trying to
fuck it
not
up.
have it noticed.
Fuck it up.
Dara, one of her gloves, she joins the Centurion refugee camp. When she sees that although Dara does not follow in the camp, Siri is shocked to see everyone angry at their dead queen for allowing Centura to fall. A boy named Adon meets her and invites her to join his family briefly, who gives her a new shoes and lets her sleep in their tent. While Siri sleeps in the refugee camp, the Niflgaardians' coverage in the area sending the family she was staying into panic. The woman who comforted Siri the night before the angrily orders has her slave Abbott to collect her things while she's fleeing, but he finally snaps and angrily knifes her to death. While Siri watches it happen, Dara cuts through the tent and pulls her to safely, noticing the corpse of Alan while she flees. In the woods outside the refugee camp, Siri also discovers that Dara is an elf. Bro, that little elf killing that woman was the funniest part of that whole entire episode. He's like, gather my things, and of course it was like plates and gold and silver and all this other stuff, and then he drops it, and then like I guess she like smacks him or kicks him or something, and then he's just like, fuck this. And then he just knifes her in the back the whole damn time.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like components to this show that are just like funny as hell.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of it's got to do with the creatures too, like the elves and the goats and everything else.
It's I don't want to say it's like kind of like on the nose stuff, but like I don't know. It's very comedic when it needs to be, and then like super serious when it needs to be. Just Gear is like the funniest thing I think about this entire show. The whole Coin Your Witcher song. He's like the comedic relief, like the
most definitely.
And like I think some of the stuff that Henry Cavill does as Geralt is like the kind of balances it out too. Like I don't know, like seeing someone super brooding and super badass and like just like saying something sarcastic or like his way he reacts to something, kind of makes it like a little bit funnier because you're not expecting it. But
no, he definitely has that dry humor too.
Yeah,
it's kind of like those little snarty remarks.
Which is dry humor is like my favorite thing. Which
that's why you love The Office so much, isn't it?
Dude, how can you?
That's what I get for not setting a timer.
How much did we miss?
No, we didn't miss anything.
Oh.
I never set a timer and I still have 12 minutes.
Chastise this man because he has never seen Parks and Rec or The Office.
Who the fuck watches Parks and Rec?
Who the fuck doesn't watch Parks and Rec?
I've never heard anybody watch Parks and Rec.
Oh, you're the fucking devil.
I'm sorry. I think The Office is overrated.
Oh, man.
I'm not saying that it's not funny. I'm not saying that they didn't give us some of the best memes. I'm just saying that it's not as great as it's made out to be. Now, Friends. You wouldn't have The Office if we didn't have Friends, okay?
Friends is trash. Friends was funny 20 years ago.
If we get any dislikes on this video, it's going to be because of that statement.
No, it's going to be because you refuse to watch The Office because you think it's overrated. But you want to bring up some shit 25 years ago. Like,
still the greatest show, one of the greatest shows on TV of all time.
It's not.
Along with The Sopranos and Breaking Bad. Yep. You didn't watch either one of those either?
You've just watched a podcast end.
All right, so now we're going to jump into Yennefer's timeline. I kind of feel like this episode was definitely more based on her and what she's going through and her little witch school.
I've kind of just like figured out too, like every episode's kind of like character development for that. So like maybe like half the season is like character development for each person, and then like later on it's just kind of like they all unfold into each other. So I don't know. We'll see. It's all a guessing game for us.
In Vinterberg 2.
No spoilers.
For what?
No, I'm talking to them.
Oh, gotcha. Yes. In Vinterberg, two lovers notice Yennefer, a hunchback girl who tries to kindly return their flower. They attack Yennefer, however, disgusted by her appearance, and she instinctively creates a portal to teleport away. This use of the magic marks her, so instead, a man she met on the other side of her portal creates an untraceable portal to send her back to Vinterberg. In Vinterberg, a witch named Tessia traces and buys Yennefer from her father for 4 marks.
4 marks?
4.
How many $2 bills is that?
I mean, you got 100 ducats up here. Now we got 4 marks.
Wait, are you trying to translate it into like American like current currency?
I don't know, but less than half the price of a pig. So I know that much.
How much is a pig now?
That depends on who you know.
I can get one for free.
Exactly. Where he bought the pig at 10 marks. Damn. Despite her mother's...
He said damn like he understood the price. Like, oh shit, that was a cheap one.
Well, no, but let's think about it. Let's just say, you know, you buy a pig for $10, okay?
Okay.
But then...
That's 10 marks. Is that 10 marks? So is it
we're using marks as dollars, all right? So hypothetically speaking, we're, you know...
You're fucking me up.
Try not to be racist here, but like it's the only way I know how to think of it because it's a slave thing in here too. So I'm kind of think. Okay,
slavery doesn't just apply.
So let's think about it like way back when you bought a pig for $10, and then
10 marks.
10 marks, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then but you have a slave, and somebody wants to buy your slave, and they buy that slave from you for 4 marks. Okay? So basically what you just said is that pig is worth more than your slave.
Right. But
that's fucked up. That's why I said dams, because that's fucked up.
But it depends on the market too, right? So like the value of the dollar at the time. And I don't know how marks work out. So.
Not me neither.
This has been
Yennefer eventually attempts to kill herself, requiring Tisia's intervention to save her. Yennefer is then brought to the garden where Tisia demonstrates the use of magic. One can channel chaos to make things happen, but not without a price. A demonstrated when
10 marks.
Nope, without a price. A demonstrated when one initiates had her arm shriveled up in the attempt. Others initiate a use flower to power their spells, but Yennefer was unable to use magic at all. Dejected, Yennefer seeks out Istrid and introduces herself. After several weeks, Yennefer has fallen far behind her peers, unable to perform simple tasks to the point to where she attempts to lie to cover up her inadequacies, in which Tessa immediately identifies her and berates her, for with Istrid he helps to read his mind and reveals memories of cicadas and other cheerful things. And later Yennefer Yennefer woken up to brought to her Laura bottled lightning, which she fails to do so, lightning striking her squarely. Enraged, Yennefer launches the lightning outward, forcing Tessa to redirect it back up into the sky after Tessa berates Yennefer for being at Chaos whim rather than controlling it herself. Later on, Yennefer films she will be sent home for her incompetence and away from Istrid. In response, Interest shows her skulls of elves beneath Azeroth. Elves who originally built essentially the place, the school now where they're at, who first taught humans how to turn chaos into magic. He explains that humans slaughtered them in return and gives her basically fiendweed, an herb that only grows wherever elders' blood was split. Using this plant, Yennefer creates a portal on her first attempt, and she reveals that her real father was half elven, mixing the two races, resulting in her twisted spine. Istrid then kisses Yennefer, and it later reveals that when he was actually working for Strigaburn, Istrid reveals Yennefer's 11 heritage into him. While Yennefer waits for Tessa to confirm she will ascend or not, she gets impatient and decides to spy on Tessia, where she finds Tessia transforming her friends into eels. Tessia attempts Yennefer to push them into the water, saying that sometimes the best thing a flower can do for us is die. When Yennefer does so, all of the lights up with magic. That was a twist. Mm-hmm. She's half elf.
Yeah.
Which is why she looks like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
But okay, so there's I've seen, like, I wouldn't say spoilers, but like, yeah, fuck it, it's spoilers. But like further on down the line, when like Yennefer's like actually really hot,
yeah, mm-hmm.
and she looks nothing like she does now. Which I'm super excited to see how that comes about. But as far as right now, like, she's just half elf and like.
Well, she's half. So what we learned in that episode so far, yeah, right, was that she's half elf. The humans, so the elves, her ancestors originally built the school town area that where she's at now.
Does girl just like blow her back out and straighten it, like to where she's just?
I don't know. You'll actually have to watch that episode this week.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Number 2 is that the humans then slaughtered the elves in return. So I kind of understand why the hell they're mad.
Animals. So I slaughtered them like animals, not just the men, the women and the children too. By the way, Michael, that's a Star Wars reference.
Star Wars reference. It's one of the greatest Star Wars movies of all time. Actually, it's episode 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you are mistaken.
Is what? Is it 2?
Attack of the Clones. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, because they killed his mom. If you guys think that we need to have a completely separate, just like Star Wars podcast, we can do that as well. And I will just educate the shit out of Michael the whole time.
Episode 1 is still my favorite, so I'm not worried about it.
How? What the fuck?
It is. I love Darth Maul.
One person out of that whole movie makes it your favorite.
That whole battle at the end with Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Qui-Gon Jinn. Fuck yeah.
He fucking dispatches Qui-Gon. Like,
And
not even a big deal.
Jar Jar Binks. Come on, man. You know there's a story behind that man. There's a humongous story behind that man.
No, it's not good. No.
So you're telling me he's not a dark Sith?
Jar Jar?
Yes.
No.
I don't believe that.
He's on Queen
So you have
Amidala's
not-
like.
What?
thing.
That doesn't mean shit.
He's literally.
It's called a mole.
He's literally like 3 lines for the other 2 movies total.
Have you not
And then he just
watched any of the conspiracy theories behind Jar Jar being a dark Sith?
that he's a dark Sith.
And
yes.
I believe every single one of them. It makes so much sense to me. That man ain't that fucking stupid.
No, he is fucking stupid.
I don't believe it.
He's
Do not believe it.
The Gungans are all dumb as fuck. Every single one of them. I don't. Is that
He
right?
is
Is that racist?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not real. He
Purposely?
purposely
I got you.
got his tongue in the zapper of the speeder.
There's this channel on YouTube called Corridor Crew, and they do a lot of special effects and stuff. They did like an R-rated Star Wars, and one of the ones they did was that scene that you're talking about where Jar Jar sticks his tongue and the binding between the 2 like the parts of the pod racer. He fucking completely blows up. And like blood and guts and his fucking severed head go everywhere. And that's what we all wanted to happen.
No.
Jar Jar is like...
What? Okay, what other movie did you get a pod race from? Not any other ones. Nope.
Who
Okay,
the
let's see, what else-
Who
what else
wanted
did
a
we get
fucking
from
pod
that?
race?
Uh-huh.
Did you want a pod race?
Huh?
Did you want a pod race? When you're like, man, and as a kid, and you went to see this movie, and you're like, oh fuck, I hope there's a pod race.
When I learned in that movie what a pod race was, yes, after that I did. So you're telling me you got Jar Jar Binks, you got a pod race, you got Darth Maul, you got
I like how Jar Jar Binks is still a factor.
you got Liam Neeson, right? Isn't that his name?
Yes.
Yes. You got Liam Neeson, Edwin McGregor.
I have a particular set of skills.
You have that amazing battle.
Right.
Where fucking Darth Maul gets chopped in half, and you know his ass ain't dead because we know his ass got put back together down in the bottom.
Whoa, spoiler alert for Clone Wars Season 5. Or 6 or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
no.
so many good points in that movie.
No, yeah, you're right. I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
I'm not saying it's the best Star Wars movie of all time. I'm just saying out of all of them, I like that one the best. Okay, let me...
So you've got me watching The Witcher right now.
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to do is watch... I feel like it's going to be a lot easier for you to do this. I want you to watch every Star Wars movie.
I've seen every Star Wars movie except for the new one.
Okay, so do you know enough to talk about it then? And like discuss like which one would be your favorite and why, and like able to order them in an order that makes sense.
I personally feel like I know way more about episodes 1, 2, and 3 than I do about any of the other ones.
But it's an overarching story, and it's all about the Skywalkers. It's the same thing. It's all the same story.
After we finish The Witcher, and you want to do an episode dedicated to each individual movie, I will be more than happy to do that. I will edit that with a smile on my face.
Oh, dude. It's Star Wars is like some of the best cinematic storytelling
All right. Well, then that's what we're going to do.
ever.
That's what we're going to do. After The Witcher, we will do an episode for every Star Wars movie.
Dude, this is exciting.
And we'll do them we got to do them in order, though.
Okay, so canonically or in the order they were released?
The first word.
Canonically?
Well, it was chronological.
Either way.
Okay, chronological.
Yeah. So you want to do episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No. It's...
Yeah.
No, it's
That's
4, 5...
No.
No. Episode 1, 2, 3...
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But also you have Rogue One and Solo in the mix. So,
well, I mean, we'll figure out where Solo goes because I've never watched Solo.
Solo is in between episode 3 and episode 4.
Never mind. I'm thinking of the way that it came out. It came out, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was thinking of. No,
nobody wants that.
I meant chronological 1, 2, 3, 1.
That's like there was a buddy of mine that was posting on Facebook. He's like, I've never seen a Star Wars movie. Like, how am I supposed to watch these?
How is it? First off, how is he your buddy? If he's never watched a Star Wars movie.
He's a person I know.
Okay.
Unfortunately, but he was like, how like I've never seen them before. Like, how do I need to watch them? And I broke it down. And he's like, well, I thought they come out 4, 5, 6. Listen here, you fucking nerd. Like, it comes out. I was like, no, dude. Like, you have to follow the story because, like, I understand that it's broken up. But George Lucas was like, I kind of want to I wanted to get the meat of the story out first, and then kind of fill in where I needed to. I was like, all right, so dude, it's like, if you do you want to understand the story, or do you want to just watch them? I was like, fuck, if you just want to watch them, do whatever you want. But if you want to understand why this happens because of this, then you need to watch it in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, everything fills itself in. And you're like, oh, I guess I'll watch them. And then I think you went and watched Top Gun instead. But Old Navy dude. Well, not Old Navy dude. He's my age, but we were in together. So, anyway, long story short, we're going to do a Star Wars thing. And I'm really excited about it because I'm going to fuck Michael up on some knowledge. Wait for it.
All right. So back to our original scheduled programming. What did you think of this episode as overall?
I mean, it's a good starting off point too. I feel like the first 3 to 4 episodes might be a good starting off point. It's a good little backstory for Yennefer. Got a little bit of Ciri in there too, and obviously Geralt. But then it's a really cool it's a good filler for the back end of what
I'm
makes
enjoying
her.
a lot more of the history that we're starting to learn between the elves and everybody else.
There's a lot of lore, which I like.
Right.
One of my favorite things, and I'll always say it, is why does someone become the way they are?
Right. I agree with that 100%.
Or why do they wear a certain item or whatever? And I think this just kind of fills some gap for that. It's like why is Yennefer the way she is, and this kind of explains it. Then obviously Ciri is kind of an overarching thing. I feel like it's more of her story with Geralt's
Well, that's kind of where I see the story going. Is you have Yennefer against Ciri, but then you have Geralt stuck in the damn middle between these two women.
It's so much like a love triangle. It's not even funny. But I get it. The backstory for Yennefer is actually pretty insane. Because if you follow the video games or the books or whatever, you kind of know where this is going, right? She's a witch, dude. She might be
against an elf, yeah.
Yeah, she might be half elf, half elf. God damn.
Half elf.
But she's also a witch. So this is a really good filler to kind of figure out where she's coming from. And Geralt's kind of trying to figure out, I guess, everything. But
Geralt's just there fucking people up if he needs to.
Dude, and he does it adequately.
When he's ready to cross blades, he's gonna cross blades.
Would you cross blades with Geralt at all?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I might try it, but
maybe if I had Death Wish. Oh, they were just training. We're just sparring.
Yeah, no, we're practicing, dude. No, I was joking. This is your show. Don't even. But how do you feel so far? We're 2 episodes in.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a pretty good deal of actual main characters from the story of the video game, the story of the books. How do you feel the casting has been placed? How do you feel about Henry Cavill as Geralt?
I love the fact that he's the only big name person in here, and he's really not that big of a name other than Superman.
I mean, he's been in some stuff. Mission Impossible. There was that movie that he did. Yeah, so how do you feel Superman being cast
exactly.
as Geralt?
So, and again, when you have shows like this, I love when you don't have, a whole big show filled with a whole bunch of big name actors.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Game of Thrones. I mean, Peter Dinklage was like really the only big name guy in there to me. Anyway.
Stranger Things was like that. Like Winona Judge was, or not Winona Judge. Fucking what's her name? Yeah, Winona Judge. God damn, I'm dumb. Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder, right?
Hardcore edit. Winona Ryder was like the most well-known person that was in that show, other than Sean Astin, which was like season 2. Fucking Ripperino, dude.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, if we put all of these shows, Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, The Witcher, if we put all these in one category, they all have one thing in common: is they're not overblown with all these big name actors.
Well, now they are. Well, because if you consider like halfway through Game of Thrones, all those actors got like other gigs too.
Oh, right, yeah.
So like that kind of just added to their like star status.
Well,
I guess.
mean, and that's great, but I meant, yeah, definitely though. In the beginning though, they're not.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like who the fuck knew who Jason Momoa was, or Emilia Clarke, or the guy that played the Hound, who wasn't in season 1, I don't think, but I think like Sean Bean was like the most popular person or most well-known actor in all of Game of Thrones in the first season, and then he died in like the first or second episode. So I mean, like, you didn't have a lot to build off of as far as like star status, but like I said, over time it just kind of developed into a lot of, because they were on Game of Thrones, they turned into like these major superstars. But yeah, originally nobody knew who the fuck anybody was. Sorry, that was like a lot of beating around the bush, but yeah. I was never huge onto Game of Thrones. I did like first season, 7th season. That was about it. But I do see the similarities. The color palette and like the story, the way they kind of design the story is very much Game of Thrones. Without the incest, which is good. We don't want that.
That we know of.
What?
I mean, I'm just saying, we've only watched 2 episodes so far. We're not sure.
I thought you were talking about the incest in Game of Thrones. I was like, well.
No, there's a lot of that in Game of Thrones. It was normal.
Dude, like the first couple episodes. Like,
oh, yeah. They made it a point. Hey, this is what you're in for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Like George R.R. Martin's like, dude, I don't know. He's
good. He doesn't have the corona. He's writing from home. He's I don't know if you.
Well, I was talking about before all that, like when you wrote Game of Thrones, like.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's The Witcher is very interesting. I feel like it's still trying to find its place. Season 2 is going to be way better. I can already feel it. Even though we're only like 2 episodes into the first season, but just like kind of like gauging on the way it's designed and like the dialogue and like everything. I feel like season 2 is going to just kind of like, that's going to be like the takeoff point. Like,
right.
I feel like it's going to be really, really good in season 2, but never know.
You're right.
Won't be as good as season 2 of Mandalorian though.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode's review of The Witcher, season 1, episode 2. I'm going to close this out, Jeff.
Yeah. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on social media. We're the rundown on most everything. Leave a comment. Let us know how you feel about everything, whether if you like seeing us, not seeing us, whatever. We're still going to do what we want, but we want to hear feedback. Give us some ideas of some shows or movies that you want us to kind of watch, maybe critique, kind of do a rundown on that. And then stay safe, wash your hands, wash your face after your hands. I don't know.
Just take a full
Stay
shower.
fucking clean. Don't be dumb.
That's right.
Just wash your shit. And you're good.
20 seconds.
Other than that, we will see you every single Tuesday and Wednesday at noon. Until then, I'm Jeff.
Unless you're an audio listener, then everything goes up on
That's
Tuesday.
Right. Yeah. But until then, I'm Jeff. I'm Michael.
Oh, sorry.
God damn.
I introduced you last time, remember? I introduced you.